Hi, I'm Earl Clark, AMFA Region 1 Director, and this video update is in conjunction with written update number 16 and is for our Southwest aircraft maintenance technician and related employees. This past week on the 10th through the 12th of February, AMFA resumed negotiations with Southwest Airlines in San Antonio, Texas. This session started Monday with AMFA National Director Louis Key giving a speech that identified several issues that our committee feels are impeding the negotiation process. These items included the huge ask from the company, the inaccurate company updates, and the publicizing of our agreement and the negotiation progress on the company SWA Together website. Discussions followed with some fairly vigorous debate. The company feels our updates and an anonymous negotiation report being circulated on the floor as being misleading to our group. They are concerned by the negativity towards the company being generated by the anonymous report on the floor. Our committee explained that the only official updates come from our committee and are posted on the national and local websites. During the debate, we now have the intent behind cost neutral. Let's say, for instance, we were able to save the company $500 million in language changes. That does not mean that the same amount will be put back into the contract in other language or as wages. We do not see that as cost neutral. We also explained to the company we see Article 4 classification of work as an article we must finish up before we can move forward. The company then shared a presentation that concluded with their 5 must-have items: duty limit restrictions, field service consideration for international and Hawaii while limiting the union scope to routes within the U.S. territories, streamlining Article 2 scope to a headcount to aircraft ratio, the new disability, sick leave, retiree medical plan, and the expanding of the pay scale from the current 5-year top-out. After lunch, we presented our Article 4 classification proposal dealing with the aircraft technical support technicians. We see this as the last piece to finishing up the article. After further discussions on Article 4, we revealed the company continues to want to change the duties performed by the plant maintenance technician and renaming the group aircraft support technicians. We are now waiting for a counter from the company on the article. On Tuesday, we began by presenting our counter to Article 6, Overtime and Holidays, which took the company proposed language back to the current language in regards to keeping short hour pay, 24-hour duty limit, paid rest, and the removal of any references to qualifications to be eligible to work overtime in a bid location. After the exchange and discussion, both sides agreed to table Article 6 due to the fact that at this time we are too far apart. We then explained that we are not interested in their new disability, sick leave, retiree medical program, and presented our counters to Article 12, leaves of absences, and Article 13, sick leave and on-the-job injuries. Our counter struck all the language the company proposed, and with Article 13, we inserted our proposals. The company then presented us with a counter to Article 11, vacations, removing our proposed vacation carryover program and the increase in hours for sellback. The company does see a need to make the vacation bid process an online process. Our committee then gave a counter to Article 16, profit sharing. We removed our Me Too proposal and will leave the matching percentage open to negotiate once we begin economics. After lunch, the company gave a presentation by Jim Sturgis, Barry Lott, and Todd Allison, which outlined the company's maintenance program and the progression through MSG-2, MSG-3, and MSG-3A. The company plans to change their program to escalate the intervals for which maintenance tasks are to be accomplished. They believe this will make them more competitive in the maintenance arena with other 737 operators. They also explained that the 800s will begin their transition from TRAX system to a new tracking system called Epic. This should begin in April and should take about a year to complete. The 700s will begin the same transition when a program is developed for Epic to communicate with Wizard. When we got back to the negotiation process, we had discussions on Article 5, hours of service, and Article 10, filling of vacancies, in an interest-based format. There was much discussion dealing with the ways to make the bid process flow better and easier, and the creation of, again, an online system. The company proposed to change the shift start times to give them more flexibility. We also, again, expressed our concerns with qualifications being inserted into any language. The last topic discussed for the day was our proposal for Article 7 training. We proposed language addressing the current problems our members are having while attending training with the hotel location, transportation to and from the hotel. On Wednesday morning, the company presented their counter proposal to Article 24. They walked us through and explained their changes. We had limited discussions as the company said they were going to go back and look into several of the items they had struck from our proposal. The company said they would like to work through Article 24 language in an interest-based manner at our next session. We also acknowledge that we have a lot of work to accomplish in addressing the maintenance controllers, maintenance trainers, and aircraft technical support technicians, and incorporating them into several other articles in the collective bargaining agreement, therefore leaving any notion to an abbreviated conclusion very remote. Both committees agreed to go out of Dallas and go to San Antonio to refocus on the process. Our committee seeing the time spent for this negotiation session as productive. We were able to work long hours engaged at the table without the usual distractions that are associated with meeting in Dallas. We also requested that our April 16th and 17th sessions be held at a city outside of Dallas. There is a written update on the national website with more details. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact myself, Earl Clark, Region 1 Director, Mike Nelson, Region 2 Director, or your respective airline representative. And we would like to thank all of the observers who took time out to attend this last session. Our next negotiation session is in Dallas on March 12th and 13th.